and welcome to Matt's Garage. So today, as promised, I'm going to be doing the cabin air filter service on this car. I don't actually have a new filter, unfortunately, but I'm going to remove that one and check it and clean it, and if it's really bad, I'll just order one up and change it right after the video here. But for the sake of the video, I'll completely remove it, clean it, and completely put it back in regardless, just to show you guys the entire process. Okay, so to change the cabin air filter, it's just under this cover here, so just lift this seal off to give yourself some room. And then there's little clips here, and you'll notice that they have a Phillips number 2 head on them. So take your Phillips number 2 screwdriver and just gently spin them up. Don't put any downward force on them or they won't come up. But if you just do it really gently, they will come up because they're just plastic. I'm just going to show you that on the last one here. Okay, you can see how I've got the center spun up on that one. And then if you're really gentle, it'll just spin up nice and easy. And sometimes they even lift out with your fingers. But if not, there's a few tools you can use. I really like these clip pliers. That's normally what I would use. These are pretty common at auto parts stores, so you might have one of these. That'll work fine. Or everybody has a pair of these, right? So you can normally gang up with those. I think for the sake of the video, I'm going to use those because that's what a lot of you are going to have. So you can see there's no damage to that. That's how it works. The center screws down and spreads those out and they grip in there. Works really well as long as you don't get rough with it. You can just put the clips over here because you actually don't have to take that side cover off at all. You don't have to take the wiper arm off either. It's notched there. So just put our tools there. And then, oh, there's one more here I almost missed right on the end. So make sure you get it. Okay, so now this just lifts up at the front first. And there's a rubber bumper back here for the hood, so you kind of have to push the whole deal this way just to get it past that. And then you pry up the whole front, and then it's kind of hooked under the window seal here at the back. So that's why you pull up the front like this first, and then you pull it in this direction. Just like that. And then you kind of wriggle it out on that end, and then you pull it straight out like that. There you go. The cabin air filter is just located here, just behind the washer fluid reservoir. You can see it looks kind of dirty, so probably am going to have to order a new one up here tomorrow. And there's 3 10mm fasteners, just 2 bolts here and a bolt over there. And I'm pretty sure the wire can stay connected. And you just kind of swing it out and then get the filter out of there. So I'll show you that now. So I just went and grabbed a nut driver. This one actually has a nice driver on it in case I need the ratchet. You can use it as an extension, but this is probably all you need. And to get in this side, I am noticing the wiper arms kind of in the way. Been about a year since I put this filter in. Whoa. Don't do that. Oh, that doesn't fit on there very tight. There we go. I was able to get it just on a bit of an angle since it's so loose. But you could get in there and break it loose with a regular wrench or whatever. And I'm not even sure you need to take that one right out to get the filter out, to be honest. I think you can just loosen it a little and swing that out, because there's really, if you took it out, you could slide that up there a little bit. Let's just try this. Okay, so that cover, you just push down on those 2 tabs there. Very simple there. And then the filter just comes out like that, and look at how nasty that filter is, guys. So yeah, I feel a little bad. I should have got to that one a bit sooner. Don't want to be breathing that in. But this is a good quality filter, and you can see none of that's actually making it through. So I'm going to just take that in the shop and blow it all out, and then I'll put that back in. But as I said, I won't leave that in there very long. I'll go back and put a new one in here right away. So just like that, it's cleaner-ish. So yeah, I'm going to get a replacement right away for that. But I'll just show you how, just take a rag and wipe out the housing. I always like to do things like that. And all the PTs are equipped with this housing, so you can put a cabin air filter in any of them. I don't think any of them actually come with one from the factory, so it's just a question of whether some previous owners added one to yours or not, if it's actually equipped with one. So it's definitely a good thing to check, just in case you do have one in there and it's clogged off. And it's a good thing to have. I like having them, so breathe some cleaner air. So make sure you get the airflow arrow pointing inwards towards the cabin of the vehicle, because it's sucking outward air in. So, and then you just slide this down in here. And I remember when it was new, see, it's a little scrunched. I remember when this filter was new, I had to scrunch it a little. It's quite a tight fit in there. So you just get it down in on the bottom first, and then you press the top down until it fits in, and then you just slide it back flush and kind of push all the sides up into place. I gotta admit, it's not the greatest fit ever. It doesn't create a perfect seal around it like some of them do, but it's definitely, you could see all the dirt that this one had trapped there, so it's obviously doing something. And then this, see, it's got the little hookies, and then this is like a little clip tab, so the hooks go down. And then oh. There we go. Just clips back in, and then you just slide this back into place and tighten up all those bolts, and don't overdo it on them. Just with like a nut driver is good. They're just into plastic there, so you never want to torque that too tight. So this rear bolt on the washer fluid reservoir is a little tricky to get tightened if you don't have a 1/4 inch swivel or something, which I do have, but I just want it to come up with a way that I could do it without it. And so just use the opening end of a 10mm wrench, and you can get on there on an angle, but as I said, these don't have to be very tight, so you can just use that to snug it down, and that's a way you could break it loose as well, because it doesn't, you can't get a direct hit on there otherwise. Maybe if you had just the right length socket and ratchet combo to fit in here, but that's kind of an oddball height in there, so works better with just a wrench there. So everything's back in tight now, and it's time to replace the cover. So it's basically a reverse. You can see how far that actually slides under the windshield molding there. So when you put it in here, you just got to kind of, it goes in here, and then it kind of, you got to bend it around a little just to get it under the wiper blade, and then it's pretty easy once you get it under there. And then can be a little tricky to get it worked back under that rubber there, just right. There we go. And then just line it up, and it'll kind of drop down when you get it in the right location. So you just got to jiggle it around a little here. I just see right here, make sure that it goes on top of the other piece of molding. It actually goes over top of it, and so I was just having that issue. It was wanting to go under it, And then there's little metal tabs along here that it sits down against. You got to make sure it's on top of them but under the rubber, so it's a little tricky. You'll kind of know when you got it right because it'll sit down nicely on the front here. Okay, you can see now it's all sitting down there nice and tight on its own, and all the holes are lining up. So we can start putting the clips back in now. Oh, don't drop any of them. So these are kind of a square clip and a square hole. And then the centers, they just push back into the clip once it's fully seated in the hole. I'll show you here. See that hole's nicely lined up. Just like that. Okay, and then this seal just has it just fits over this here. The seal actually doesn't even cover up this, but it's just, you'd probably knock it off anyways getting that cover off, so, and it just sits on there. So just make sure you put it back on. Make sure that your windshield seal is all nice there, that it's not folded under the cover anywhere. Make sure that you've got it pressed back down around that rubber bumper, because if you snag it there, it will be all lifted up. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.